Trent Bradshaw with Bradshaw Financial Planning and Mind Your Money. Thank you for joining us for this market update, February 25th, 2021. It's roughly about 4:20 in the afternoon, shortly after the market close. But wanted to talk about a few things today. So the agenda, we're going to talk about earnings. We've talked about it before. Just wanted to continue to bring you that news. Good news so far, what we're seeing here as far as the earnings report in the first quarter. Secondly, we want to talk about interest rates. Also touch on global interest rates and see if what's occurring in the U.S. is actually a global phenomenon also. And that will tie back to inflation. And lastly, we're going to talk about market performance over the last week. Definitely been a shift from the tech industry over to small caps and other value-oriented stocks. All right, let's jump right in. Let's look at the first chart. The first chart we're going to look at is basically earnings. So if you look at this chart, we've had 458 of the 500 companies in the S&P 500 report. So far, there's been an earnings surprise to the upside of 5.32%, which is fantastic considering they were expecting a negative number. In addition to that, sales have actually accelerated too, roughly about 2.67% year over year. So quite impressive considering they were expecting negative numbers in that arena. So that's a positive. Second thing I want to look at, let's talk about interest rates. If you look at interest rates within the U.S., we've talked about inflation before. So right now, the 10-year note today hit about 1.51%, up substantially so far here in 2021. Again, that's a sign of inflation. That's why commodities and energy and other industry groups are doing very, very well right now. When inflation goes up, those industry groups do well. We've got it a part of the portfolio. But what about the rest of the world? Are we seeing the same reaction globally, that interest rates globally are going up? Well, check this next chart out. As you'll see across the board, multiple countries you'll see here, same thing is happening. Rapid increase in interest rates, inflation's kicking in globally. So again, we'll see those commodities, energy stocks continue to roll until this situation changes. We do have small positions inside the portfolio leaning this way, and we think it's a good hedge at this point. But again, the volatility in the last week definitely has picked up. Lastly, let's go over and take a look at some of the returns that we've seen in the last week, and you'll be able to see some of the shifts that we've seen in the indexes. So we'll click over to the screen here. Technology index, which we do think technology is still a positive asset class to be in, but over the last week it's down 5.29%. So it's taken it on the chin. There's definitely been a shift away from technology over into other asset groups. If you look at the S&P 500, which we would look at as being large cap value and large cap growth, down 1.87% for the week. Then we look at the Dow Jones, quite interesting, only down 0.21%. So you can see some of that money's flowing over into financials, some of that money's flowing over into energy by that Dow Jones Industrial Average, and some of the industrials that are in there also, money's flowing into. So there's definitely been a transition from technology over to that. Two other asset classes that we have some pretty high concentrations in the portfolios is small cap and also mid cap. But small cap is actually up 0.07% over the last week. Mid cap down negative 1.33, but still outperforming the other large cap indexes in technology. Does this mean we're going to make a drastic change across the portfolios at this point? No, but we wanted to bring the red flag, I guess you could call it, to where we are seeing a transition from technology over to these other asset classes. And we'll keep our fingers on the pulse and make adjustments if needed. This is Trent Bradshaw, Bradshaw Financial Planning and Mind Your Money. Make sure you join us on social media so we can bring you the updates. Also, check out our podcast, a new addition to our lineup to bring you additional information. Look forward to speaking with you soon. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.